Hey, we're back. Oh, it's getting weaker and weaker.
That was sad.
So sorry. I should have. Xander, would you please introduce us? Just say, be Sting. Just be Sting for us.
Just
Come
be
on.
Sting and we're back.
We're
Yeah.
back.
I am not Sting or Mama P on my best day, but nevertheless, very, very honored to be here and to introduce you, Relay World, to your chairs and co-chairs and former chairs of the Relay for Life of Second Life, starting with Random Pedardero, who has been our chair and led us as a community this year so ably. Leela Spire and Nuala Americas, two finer folks on the grid you will not find, and two bigger hearts you will never find on this or any world, and your co-chairs for this year. Also with us today, former chair of the Relay for Life of Second Life, Nikki Matheson, and of course, Trader Whiplash, the voice of Relay and the energy behind the official broadcaster of the Relay for Life of Second Life, T1 Radio. I'm Xander Green, and I'm very pleased to be sitting here with some of my heroes.
You go before us, Xander. You always have. So I want to introduce Xander. Xander has been with Relay for years and years. You know his voice. You've seen his interviews. You've seen him on the telethons over the years. He's also highly involved with that amazing fantasy fair. So we are just thrilled to have you this morning, Xander. Thanks for being here.
Nowhere I'd rather be.
So, yeah. Anyway, what a relay, huh?
Awesome
I mean,
relay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it
Went
was
too fast.
I say we put the awards up, take the mic, turn the mics off, and get back out there. And who says it has to close now? Who made that rule?
Hey, there
Let's
is
all
no
take
rule,
a nap and
you know?
come back.
Yeah, nap would be good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still very much up. You know, I'm sure I'll crash later today, but holy cow! I think the number one talk was the lack of leg. I didn't see any Sims go down. Did you guys?
Wonderful. It was wonderful. I don't think
Nope,
I
I
did.
didn't see any at all. Nope. It was
There was
really,
a
really
couple.
good.
There was a couple restarts in the middle of the night, but I
think I only saw one. You can't get on here; it's full, and that was during this morning's Fight Back, which is another record, isn't it? Wasn't that like the most attended Fight Back ceremony ever?
Yeah,
It was.
and that filled up fast. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
That-
locked up.
I don't
filled
think
up
any
very
of the
fast.
Sims disappeared either, did they?
No,
That was
Nope.
great.
And the
No,
Sim
and-
Crossing parties, where
and
did they
the-
go? They're not there anymore. They're
I
gone.
know.
So let's get this straight. The steering committee holds the biggest party of the weekend on the track, and and stops the relay. Okay.
Yeah,
And you know why? Because they could.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, funny. You know,
And
Wait
if you
till
missed
next
it, you
year,
gotta
that's
wait
gonna
till
haunt
next
you.
year. Yeah.
I know. You're gonna get me back.
you know, I sent out a quick little notice yesterday because I got this IM from Jessie Janik, and I just have to share it. Don't cry, Jessie. I know you're listening, and I'll make it fast. Her grandmother passed away from cancer 2 years ago, and shortly after her grandmother's death, her mother planted some seeds in her yard, some sunflower seeds, and they didn't grow. And this year they grew, and they are in full bloom today. And that's why her team is called Fighting Sunflowers. Is that not just a beautiful story? It's
That's
just
awesome.
amazing, beautiful stories that we've heard this weekend in this Once Upon a Cure season. So, what are some of your memorable moments?
The
I had
fighting
a
sunflowers. sight was awesome.
It wasn't it?
Yes, I
loved
love
it.
that one. Yeah.
And they're a new team.
They are.
Great job. I mean, awesome.
Yeah. I was walking down the track this morning. I don't know. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was during the birthday lap. And I came around the corner in one sim, and there's this bear walking upright. And like the short little legs on the back, and then he's really tall, and he looks like he's got a big load in his pants as he's walking, right. And I'm thinking, does the bear in the woods, right? And then he's walking down the track, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. I stayed behind him for the whole way because I thought it was hilarious.
You're a lot braver than the others.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was my moment this morning.
Little punchy there.
I had a funny moment. I was on, is it Elliot Barak's big old beautiful bridge, and coming down it on the backside, and I see Arizona Trader and Nuala in front of us, and TSC's just gotta go, keep going, keep going. I'm like watching them. I'm trying to type real fast to say hi, and I see Trader push Nuala off the bridge. She just went flying down there. It was so funny. I was cracking up.
Dick must have some kind of lock. I tried to do that to him.
I have to clarify that was,
was
Nuala
Arizona.
leading us off the bridge. She had the control, so
Oh.
she was busy doing something. She saw a squirrel or something, right down the rabbit hole.
In my eye, I just saw you right next to her, and she just plopped right over the edge. Yeah.
I tried
Was
to run
the,
the thing off the edge last night, and I bounced off of him, and it flipped me over the edge right into the water. I don't know.
Brought to you by the newest team on the grid, Lemmings for a Cure, I believe.
That's great.
Now that's an idea for a campsite.
Yeah.
Now I was
Squirrel,
fine.
indeed.
Yeah,
Right on,
I was
Jack.
fine until a few hours ago when I had the walker on, and I just closed my eyes for a second, just a second, guys, and all of a sudden I was going the wrong way on the track, and it took me a few minutes to realize it, so I had to turn back around.
Some fish swim upstream, Layla.
Yeah. And everyone's going, doesn't that co-chair know she's going the wrong way? They're going, Layla, Layla, Layla.
I think Sandy said something in volunteer chat. But if you see Layla going the wrong way, turn her around. That's
Yeah. Cute.
Why is she walking the wrong way? Because she can.
Because you
Right?
can.
Because you can.
Cute. Well, you know what? This year has been so different than any past year, in my opinion. And I have to tell you that this relay weekend is no different. It was like amazingly beautiful, epic, leg proof. The numbers, I mean, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I looked at the map, I took a picture. The track was packed. It looked like Survivor Caregiver Lap.
Mhm.
It looked like it was packed with people all night. Bravo, you guys. I heard at the Luminarias, I heard people and volunteers running. Where do they need lit? Running to light up those luminarias. You guys were amazing. And with that, some of the interesting records we broke is, well, first of all, let me go back. You know how we said at the beginning of the year that we have something really exciting this year, and that is bringing on Sue Peregrine as our estate manager. Because last year, Sting and Sue met with the Lindens just after Relay Weekend last year and set a plan into motion. So throughout the season, the steering committee, Sue, Grace, have worked hard to bring you the smoothest relay on record. And I want to thank all you teams for building your campsites according to our new building guidelines. Look at the difference and look at what we have accomplished together. Bravo, bravo.
Bravo. Yay.
So an interesting fact. This is a record. If one person walked as much as we have walked this weekend, that person would have walked for 136 days and crossed almost 3/4 of the earth.
Wow.
Is that not
Wow.
cool? Let me say it again. If one person walked as much as we have walked this weekend combined, that person would have walked 136 days and crossed almost 3/4 of the earth.
And lost at
Amazing.
least 25 pounds.
Yeah,
No wonder we're tired. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, a couple of years
Isn't it?
ago, Dwayne said we had walked to and from the moon 2.5 times. I think we've gotten back to the moon, just on the basis of what we walked this year.
So,
Incredible.
many of you don't know the name Jamie Broken. You may have seen her. You may have, gosh, that name sounds familiar. But she's like the amazing Oz behind us all. Because every single relay we've had, Jamie's been there and worked behind the scenes getting us all these kind of stats. That stat came from her. She's the one who knows who uses the boosters. And she's the one that counts each person as they make that 1 lap mark. And so we just highly have to thank Jamie for putting such hard work into this relay and keeping track of us and our laps. So speaking of that, that's the good news. The bad news is the lap counting has been completed as of 10 o'clock this morning. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is what the word just
Yeah.
came in my ear. 10 o'clock this morning, our lap counting has been completed, and so those winners will be announced. So, Noella, what happens next?
Well, after the closing ceremonies, we have one more lap to do together as a relay, and that's the victory lap. And the committee goes out and lines the track and applauds you, the relayers, as you go around for everything that you've done. You take your victory lap and walk tall and proud for everything that you've accomplished over this last relay season, and we will definitely be on the sidelines cheering you on. And that is at 11 a.m. or whenever we finish this.
And the Sims will be darkened for that reason because, boy, do we have a show for you, a celebration for sure.
Special surprise.
Mm-hmm. Layla, do you have
Yeah,
you'd
actually,
like to think?
if you guys were lucky enough to be on the Survivor Sim, you saw some beautiful, beautiful extra lights coming from the track, floating into the air, the beautiful floating luminaries that went up. And we need to thank Sophia Wittershin for that. They were gorgeous and added so much to the whole ceremony. Just like sending hugs up.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful over there.
Thank you, Sophia. And her helpers. And the fight back ceremony, I need to thank T. Oster for a well done job once again, and her helpers, Amy, Amethyst, Starstone, and Zach, for putting together the dance, and Navarra, the part that you played in it, and all the volunteers that were up there. It was so cool. I loved it. Thank you so much.
That was a fun time, fun time. And I got to mention that that was like a last minute thing they pulled off for us. That was absolutely amazing. They did that within 2.5 days. Got it all organized with the dancing. Loved it. Raffle swag bag drawing is on August 14th. So you can still get your tickets. There's lots of raffles out. I think a lot of the campsites had the raffle out, and it's over in the activity sim. I think it's over at the American Cancer Society Island, and the teams will still have it out at different places, so you can still buy your ticket for that. That's a swag bag, so that means real life items will be sent to you from Sting and the American Cancer Society. And the Century Club. Don't forget about that as well. For every $100 donation, the Sting will send you a form, and you'll fill that out, and you can get your real life relay T-shirt from this year's relay in the real world, I guess. The Power of Purple, I think, is the name of the shirt. I'll have to check that. But he will be sending that to you. So still time to do that.
And if you have not had a chance to check out all the incredible Sims, we're going to give you some extra time. The Sims will remain open until Wednesday night for all of us to get to enjoy it a little bit more. All the campsites should be cleared by Wednesday evening. So make sure that you plan to have your crew there to clean up.
So sad.
The teams can keep on fundraising until midnight, August 11th. So you still got time to jump up a level. Our online fundraising dashboard will also be working. If your team level goes up a new level, it will be announced at our wrap-up on August 14th.
And this thank you is to the 3 relay supporters for the years. We so appreciate using their gifts again this year with the trackside interviews. Safia Wittershins, Xander Green, Cinders Vale. Thank you to Claire Martinique and Luke Walker Fittinger for filming. And you can find these interviews on our Relay for Life of Second Life YouTube channel in the upcoming weeks. And the ceremonies are also going to be available as well. And thank you to Jara Lowell, who jumped in and filming both ceremonies live. So that was a real treat. We didn't expect that. And just popped up yesterday. So that's awesome, awesome, awesome.
And I believe he's filming this.
The closing too.
Yeah. I think I saw something on that.
It's big time.
He is. What a pleasant surprise.
as is Eclair as well.
Yes, absolutely. She's a gem.
I thought I saw her with a camera on her shoulder.
Yeah. And thank you again to T1 Radio and all the DJs who worked a full 24 hours to get us pumped up and keep us awake. Trader, thank you for being with us every step of the way. So we just want to cover some numbers. We're going to do our sponsorship thank yous and just a few more thank yous, and then Nikki has all of your awards, and I know you're all anxious, so we'll go through these numbers quickly. So, let me read the Convio one, and Layla and Nuala, you could do the actual total. I want to talk about the Convio because outreach was such a big focus this year. The last year's Convio total, which was our highest year, $36,000, 434 was last year's grand total. We have till August 11th. Our Convio balance right now is $37,879. I mean, that is fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for those emails you sent, those friends you decided to confide in that you do a virtual relay and please donate. We appreciate that so much because you know that $1 US makes a difference, right? So thank you so much for that. So our total is,
as of noon, we have
that was last. The one on the sheet is yesterday's. Yes.
Oh, so we're gonna go with the bottom.
But I can tell you that as you look that up, Layla, I can tell you that we are at overall for all of Relay since the beginning, we're at $2,900,000 and $30,000.
Wow.
That's how
Awesome.
close we are to 3
Mm-mm.
million.
We'll
That's
hit that
awesome.
by wrap up, if not before.
We're just
Ah,
knocking at the door.
we
Hmm.
are. We are. We're right there. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, Layla, the total, grand total. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, guys. Right now we are sitting at 58, 112, 661. That's 232,451 US dollars.
That's
So,
amazing.
so
Woohoo.
Yes.
that means we're up $12,000 in a 24-hour period.
That is awesome.
That is
Did
amazing.
I think I heard that right. $12,000 in a 24-hour period. You
Hmm.
guys rock. And bravo to you teams. I couldn't keep up with you. You were like leveling up right and left. This team leveled up. This team leveled up. Serena now has to dye her hair purple in real life. So yeah,
Did we get pictures of that?
yeah, yeah. I told her she should say, "Oh, great job, you guys. Okay, now I have a new challenge. If you reach this amount, I'll make that purple hair dye permanent instead of a spray on."
And then
Yeah,
they
I'm sure
did it,
she
right?
laughed at that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
She laughed until they did it. It's like,
You're right.
Now I gotta really do it. Now I gotta really do
Uh-huh.
it.
A lesson learned.
um, one of the ways that we do get up to those totals is through our various sponsors that support Relay, and we have a lot of region sponsors who their donations of 250 US dollars helped bring the Relay Sims to you this weekend, and those are Circle of Life, Aether Chrononauts Tiny Steps, Team Shadow, Sanctuary Roleplay Community had two regions, A Stand for Hope, Cherubs for a Cure, Adorable Love Child, Second Life Synagogue, Team Sci-Fi for RFL, Morningwood Valley, Fly for Life sponsored by SL Aviation Network, Tsunami Beach, Inspired Dreamwalkers, Thorn and Roses Gardens, We Are the Cure, Team Soul Existence Honors You, Godfathers, Melly Maniacs, T1 Radio, The Relay Guild, In Memory of Douglas, Two Moon Paradise, Heartstone Community Hospital, and the 2017 UAC Medieval Fair. And we also had a special event sponsor who was the sponsor of our Halfway There kickoff and wrap-up celebrations for a donation of 350 US dollars, and that is Entice. So thank you.
Thank you, sponsors. Yeah. All right, guys. The media partners sponsor the Relay for Life of Second Life by promoting our events, by telling volunteer stories, by playing radio PSAs, printing our official notices, and by sharing them out throughout SL the whole relay season and on relay weekend, and by helping us raise money for the American Cancer Society. The outreach they provide to all the communities in and out of Second Life is invaluable. So we want to take a special moment to thank all our media partners, starting with T1 Radio, Krypton Radio, WHIP Radio, MTFB Radio, Music to Fly By, CBGB Radio,
Machado.
Machado Media. I like that name, but wow. Full Throttle Radio, Fantasy Fair Radio, and Radio Real, and WTF Radio. Thank you, guys. We couldn't do it without you.
So before we, oh yes, thank you, thank you. So before we get on with just one more thank you. Well, it's a little longer than one more, but I I put this off to the very end. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Sorry, lack of sleep. Um, I have to take this opportunity to recognize some very special people in our relay. Stevie Basivi is our voice across the grid. This year, Stevie brought us her excitement for relay. Her excitement for relay, and she sent it outward. Never before has she served on committee. Stevie stepped up and did an incredible job. I'm so proud of her. Thank you, Stevie. T.S. Darrow, our survivor caregiver lead, thank you for your determination, your example, and your compassion for everyone you meet. T. Oster, for the hours you put into keeping our eyes on the mission. Your spirit shines through everything you do. Thank you for sharing it with us. Amethyst Starston was our promotional lead. She worked every single day of this season. You're amazing with all the jobs you shuffle, Amy. Thank you for being so consistent and dependable. Kathy Ten Longoria, you are fearless and unstoppable. Because of you, we have more region sponsors than ever before. Thank you. Navar Lobo, it's been a pleasure working with you this year. You've helped me grow in many ways. I'm sorry, excuse me. Thank you for the hours you put into our season and for your passion for relay. Grace, once again, you amazed me. Each year, it's so fun to see what you'll come up with this track. Between you and Sting, holy cow. Your dedication is unmatchable. Sue Peregrine, thank you for your expertise and direction in helping with the performance of our relay and to help it run so smoothly. You truly are appreciated. Nikki Matheson, my mentor, whom I love, thank you for taking on awards again this year. Your heart and your wisdom are something I try to achieve. Our fundraising advisors, Delight, Trader, Diana, Sharan, and Jim, thank you for the hours of planning, the hours that you put into teaching our new relayers. All of you are staples in this relay, and that's why you were chosen. Luke Flywalker, thank you for filming for us, and thank you for jumping when I asked you to jump all season long. Thank you for that. Lomgren Small, who got us going on our tech tools, thank you. Catalina, your YI relays were amazing once again this year. Thank you so much. Sunshine Zangson, who did not one, but two visitors guides for us. There's one here in World that you'll find at the info stations. There's another online. And you are amazing, and you know I believe that with all my heart. Cuddly, the little one everyone loves. Your fingers should be insured. Thank you for the hours of typing you did for our closed caption. Kalani Polini, thank you for the beautiful 2016 t-shirts. It's been a tough year, and we appreciate you. Fuzzball for our media network. Thank you once again for gathering such great outwork opportunities for us. Wildstar and Ishtar for always being there with their camera loaded. Your Flickr files will be treasured as part of our 2016 history. And lastly, I have to thank my co-chairs this year, Noel Americas, for your sense of humor, your patience, and your passion for relay. All of that just radiates from you. Layla Spire, Layla, you have some brilliant ideas and such a gentle heart. Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone to serve as this year's co-chair. Thank you to our 2016 committee. So please join me in giving them all a round of appreciation. Okay. Thank you, committee. Now, without further ado, this beautiful face over here that we all know and love once again, Nikki Matheson, our past 2013-14 event chair. She's going to be announcing the awards.
Yay.
Nikki?
Thank you, Random. She hands the mic over to the crier of relay after she does that. Thank you, thank you,
I
thank you.
learned it from you, Nikki. I
Yeah.
learned it from you.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, hon, you don't ever have to apologize for shedding tears on the Relay for Life of Second Life stage.
I know, isn't
Ever.
it? I know
Especially when
that.
you have Trader Whiplash sitting on it and Nikki Mouse. We got
Yeah.
the crying thing down. Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to get to be here today at the closing ceremony and to hand out awards. It's been a great relay. Mama was supposed to be here with me today. The chair before me, Mama P. Beerbaum, she had to leave to go do a bit of that other life. And she is disappointed that she can't be here. She loves handing out the awards to you. I'm going to get busy, though, and get it done. But first, I want to thank 15 judges who did quite a job. They had quite a job cut out for them. They spent several hours going through each campsite, each build. They used a scoring system that was based on a 1 to 5 point spread for each of the criteria. I'm not going to name them all, but I do want to say thank you so very much. The popular vote went really well this year. Everyone was able to cast one vote each per category per person, and we had the highest number of votes cast since we implemented the popular vote in our awards process. So thank you for voting. There are still nominations needed for the Spirit of Relay Award, the Change Makers, and the Beacon Awards, and those will all be given out at the wrap-up party in August. So give that some great consideration, who your perfect nominees would be for those categories, and let me know by filling in the online Google form, and you'll find that link on the Relay for Life of SecondLife.org website under the awards menu. Okay, so here we go. Let's get some awards presented to a handful of talented winners from a wonderful, amazing, and stunning group of many winners. Let's applaud the creators of this year's trophies, Thalie Slade, who designed some very nice collectibles for us, and her partner Bruce Wayne, who was also a lot of help. Thank you, Bruce and Thalie. And to the creator of the Teamwork Trophy and the new and returning team trophies, the wonderful Dextresses Deja Vu. Thank you, Thalie and Dex. The first two awards I'm going to announce were ones that teams needed to submit entries to. The first one is the Cancer Education Awareness Award, and the third place winner of that award is Circle of Life. The second place recipient of the Cancer Education Awareness Award goes to the Relay Rockers, and the first place award goes to the Sunbeamers. So congratulations on winning the Cancer Education Awareness Award. The next category was also one that teams had to submit entries to. It was called the Creative Inventive Fundraising Award. The third place award goes to Fairies of Hope and the Cure. The second place award goes to Team Livewire. And the first place award goes to Harmony of Hope. Now, this category also included a first place award to the team that had the highest score and is a first-year new team. And the winner of the first place new team award for Creative Inventive Fundraising goes to Fly for Life. The next category, all team campsites were part of this category, called the Best Theme Decorated Award. The winners for that category are third place, Builders Brewery Relay for Life. Second place, E&S Breedables. And first place, Dreamin' in Purple. This category also included the first place award to the team that had the highest score and was a first-year new team. And that award goes to Builders Brewery Relay for Life. The Exhibition Design Award centers around mega event campsites, media row campsites, and the Survivor Sim build. In that category, for the third place trophy, we ended up with a tie. So third place goes to Fantasy Fair Radio and the Home and Garden Expo. Second place goes to the Survivor Sim, and first place goes to the Fantasy Fair Mega Event Campsite. The next award today goes to the Designer Sims, and again, the judge's job was pretty tough since this year's designers, again, provided us all with amazing builds that reflected the theme along with the mission messages. They added a lot to our relay track. Thank you, designers. The third place for the Designer Award goes to Noel Aries, who designed RFL Courage. Second place goes to Luna Barak and RFL Manage. And the first place award goes to Darkstone Aeon with RFL Victory. The next award was an all popular vote award. No judges at all. Well, popular, everybody was the judge. It's the New Team Participation Award, and we have tie in all three places. And that is a first for our relay, so we set another record. Those recipients in third place are Atlantis for Life and Soul Existence. In second place, Two Moon Gardens, A Stand for Hope. In first place, Fighting Sunflowers and Friends for a Cure. And our final award is for the returning team participation, and again, that was popular voting only. And those winners, we have a tie for third place with the Cure Chasers and the Relay Rockers. Second place, Dreamin' in Purple. And first place, RGF Estates. Congratulations to all the award recipients, and congratulations to you all for a very winning relay season. Thank you for bringing the best of the best to this weekend. Back to you, Random.
Wow, congratulations, everybody. Oh my gosh, I loved going around judging myself, and I only had a couple areas, but loved the campsites. So let me introduce Nuala now again, and she just wants to share a few words with you all.
Thank you. Congratulations, all the winners, and good morning, everyone. So we started 24 hours ago. We said that we were here together to fight a disease that never sleeps. So how many of you actually got sleep last night? The track was pretty lively from what I saw all night long. So not only have we worked hard all night, we have worked hard all year long fighting back against cancer. So on behalf of every relay participant in Second Life, I'd like to thank all the teams, team captains, sponsors, survivors, caregivers, and participants who came together to make this relay a success. Without you, cancer wins. With you, we save lives and get one step closer to finishing the fight once and for all. And a special thank you to our fabulous leadership team and committee. The success of this event is a reflection of your dedication, spirit, and passionate commitment to the fight against cancer. And Random, although I've known you for several years in Second Life, I never had the chance to really get to know you. So I am thankful for the chance to do so this past year. It was a fun, fun year. Layla, I'm so glad we met through Relay. I enjoy our late night Skype chats that we had, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you. Both of you ladies have a passion for Relay that just runs deep. And Sting, although you're not here, you may hear this. Thank you for all you do for Relay. And I promise I won't dress you up again and put you on a couch. At least not this year, anyway. Thank you, Relay. And Layla has a few thoughts.
Good morning, everybody. Congratulations to all the winners. I'm so excited for you guys. I hope you all have your coffee and donuts in hand, or if you're trader, a chicken thigh and a Pepsi. Well, guys, you did it again. You not only made 24 hours, but once again, you raised funds that are going to change lives. Even though I know you're all tired, I know I am, and really ready for a good nap, you should feel a great deal of pride. Over the course of the past several months, you've raised funds that will save lives, keep families close to patients during treatment, help patients recover and receive treatment that they need, and it will make a difference for generations to come. Congratulations to every one of you. You all made me so proud to know each of you and call you friends. Thank you for all you do. Thank you to all the captains and co-captains who spend the extra time setting up things for their team and leading them in fundraising. Thank you all to the committee who are amazing and who I learn from every time I work with one of you. Thanks to all the sponsors and media partners for being so giving and for your support. And lastly, to Noella and Sting and Random for all you do and give. I'm so proud and honored to be part of this Relay family. And just a quick add-on, and I hope Cuddly won't mind. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who showed me so much love over the course of Relay and the loss of my mom. You guys need to know that I really do feel every one of those hugs that you sent me, and they were greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Layla and Nawala. We need to make a correction or just say the name right. The new Team Participation Award is not to Moon Gardens because they're not in Relay. it's Sharan Sabra to Moon Paradise. Congratulations to Moon. This is their second year, and they are right up there. They just inspire me. So thank you.
Sorry about that, Sharan.
So I just want to say that this relay season has not only been a true honor for me, but also a pleasure. I've served my 2-year term, and I can honestly say that I'm a stronger, more passionate woman than when I started. So many of you this year have touched me deeply. I've read all those survivor and caregiver stories, every single one of them, every one I could find. I would grab, I have a folder, I'd save them, I'd read them. And each time I read them, they just lit a fire within me. Your examples, you don't realize the inspiration and the example that you set for all of us. Okay, so that's from the luminary ceremony last night. The hundreds of names that were read, I think we had 257. Those that were still fighting, those that we've lost, those that are victorious are written in our hearts. I will never forget this amazing 2016 season of Relay for Life, Second Life. I hope that everyone out there that hears my voice will cherish this time you spent relaying to make a difference in the fight against cancer. It truly is an experience. When Sting says, relay is all about the experience, I hope you felt that. I hope you felt that experience. You can all stand so proud for the work that you did. Your names are written down in the Relay for Life history book as heroes. What you have done will change the world. Your work is not done until there's a cure we're going to relay. So that for that reason, I want you all to commit by saying in local, shout it out, I relay for life.
Okay, before I get into my closing comments, we do want to recognize, of course, our premier sponsors for their donations of $750 US. That's Rockcliffe University Consortium, RGF Estates, Soul Existence, and Runestone. We also have our special survivor caregiver sponsors who donated $400. That's Two Moon Paradise and Key West. And during the kickoff celebration in March, I mentioned how Relay for Life is a marathon and that it's hard and there's ups and downs and we must push through those and stay committed throughout the process. And this year, you all certainly lived up to that notion. For me, dealing with lots of change in my personal life forced me to rely more heavily on our steering committee and the larger committee than ever before. And we need to remember and recognize the value of the support system that a cancer survivor has and needs. And that's what we need to be for each other in Relay as well. And you've all done that this year, more than I've seen in a long time. I know how tired everyone gets at the end of Relay season, but I have to tell you how impressed I am with the way you all pushed through this season and made this weekend such an amazing experience for so many people. Every year, no matter how exhausted I am, when I set foot on the Relay track and when I see all the campsite builds and designer sims that you've all created, and when I talk to relayers and see the fun times we have in volunteer chat, the flame on my candle of inspiration, if you will, is reignited and burns so bright that it could set the world on fire. And that inspiration comes from what you all have created. During the last 7 years that I've worked with Second Life and the 12 years that I've worked for the American Cancer Society, my reasons to relay have increased every year with every person I meet. When I started working here, I didn't have any personal reasons to relay. No one in my family had cancer. Hell, I couldn't tell you if any of our family friends that I knew of had cancer back then. I mean, I'm sure there were people, I just didn't know about it. So my first year working with Relay volunteers, I got to learn why those committee members and those team captains got involved, and it was in honor and in memory of family members or friends who had to battle cancer. I was hit hard with the overwhelming emotion when I'd watch the survivor lap, my first survivor lap especially, and see the people on the sidelines cheering on the members of their community as they paraded by, and seeing people to say, "Oh, I didn't know you had cancer," and the hugs and the embrace and the caregiver lap when they walked hand in hand with each other, and the tears in their eyes for just being there for each other hit me harder than I ever thought it would be. And then, even though I didn't have any Luminaria bags on the track for anyone I knew of, still tears fell from my eyes with sympathy for the friends that I'd made through Relay, and I saw them huddled over their own candles. They were remembering the good times and the love that they held for the person whose name was written on that bag. And it hit me. And over the years, with each relay, my reasons grew and grew to almost countless numbers now, but still, nothing was personal. Cancer still hadn't hit my family until 2011, when my grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, fortunately, her battle was easy, and she's still alive today, bragging, in fact, about how her grandson's work with volunteers at the American Cancer Society made her battle with cancer easier than dealing with glaucoma. I mean, really, she was in and out, surgery, done. We were on top of the world. We were making progress. We were winning. We got this. But then a few years later, her son, my Uncle Gary, was diagnosed with leukemia. His was in a late stage, and it was just months before he was scheduled to retire even. He'd had his camp built down in South Louisiana, his boat was ready, and he was going to spend as much time there fishing and drinking beer, or Jack and Coke, depending on the night, and cutting up with his friends and family. He had it all planned out. And then this. He died within months of his diagnosis, just before his retirement date. And our family was kind of stuck there, or left there, looking for answers. We thought we were winning. We thought we were done. We thought cancer was a thing of the past. Apparently, it wasn't. And then, 2 years ago, my mom's boss of 32 years, I grew up knowing him just as a member of the family. He was diagnosed with glioblastoma. That is a 9% survival rate. And watching one of the most intelligent and competent men I've ever known go through the side effects of what brain cancer does to a person's personality and what it does to their ability to function as a human being was devastating to me, to my family, to my mom. And at times, I felt helpless even though I worked for the American Cancer Society. What could we do? He lost his battle a year after he was diagnosed, which was about 4 months longer than they expected. So as we continued to fight, we were reminded that cancer fights back too. And now, just last month, this relay season, my grandfather, remember my grandmother with breast cancer? Her husband, my grandfather, was diagnosed with multiple myeloma at a late stage, after a year of investigating what was the cause of all his other symptoms and side effects. You know, our family keeps asking, well, why couldn't they detect it earlier? And that's not one that can be detected super early. It's usually caught late. His blood already is saturated with cancer cells, and he's begun treatment just last week. And so now, after 12 years of fighting cancer through Relay for Life, I've gone from having no personal bags on the track to having 4 very close, very personal bags, with 3 of them being some pretty hard punches that cancer threw back at us. I tell you this because it reminds me that even though this relay season is now over, our event has come to a close, and we've all fought battles personally and alongside friends or family members. Some of those battles won, some lost. The war on cancer is not over. And so as we walk this final lap together on this year's event, I ask each of you to recommit yourself to coming back in 2017. Recommit if you've been fighting cancer and it's recently pushed back. Recommit if you've been fighting cancer and it has ever punched back. Recommit if you've been fighting cancer and you have it on the ropes. Recommit if you've been fighting cancer and you've delivered a knockout punch. Recommit, because for every reason you have to relay, for every reason that I have to relay, and for every reason that we together have to relay, there will be more reasons next year. Reasons that don't currently exist, and we owe it to our future reasons that their stories end more like my grandmother's story, where we will win.
We now call your attention to the small table that occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for one, symbolizing the fact that some of our loved ones are missing from this gathering. They've been diagnosed with cancer, and they are some of the names and faces behind luminaries. The chair is empty. Many of those who've battled with cancer are no longer with us. But rather than mourning their loss, we choose to celebrate their life. These people are unable to be with their loved ones and families now, so we join together to recognize and to honor them and to bear witness to their struggle and their memory. The table is small, symbolizing the frailty of a single patient, sometimes alone in the fight against his or her disease. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the medical profession, the doctors, the nurses, and the researchers who help in the fight, in the battle for life. The single rose in the vase signifies the enduring love of their families and their friends, and the strength of a patient's will to fight the disease that ultimately claimed many of them. The pink ribbon on the vase represents the ribbons worn on the lapels of millions who support a continued search for a cure, not only for breast cancer, but for all other cancers as well, cancers that are expected to kill over 500,000 people in the United States alone this year. A slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of the bitter battle against this deadly disease, a battle fought by more than 1.3 million new patients each year. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless tears of personal anguish shed by the patient and those shed by family members and friends who have lost a loved one. The glass is inverted in memory of those people who are not here to join our celebration of successes. But the candle represents the light of hope. A light that lives in the heart of each and every one of us. Hope, represented by cancer survivors and the hope for a cure discovered as a result of the detailed work of the medical professionals made possible through funds generated through events such as this, our Relay for Life.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2016 Relay for Life of Second Life. Please join us on the track, together as one, for a victory lap.
Time after time, I've done my sentence.